men are on a mission, fitted in protective gear, equipped with a smoker and some special tools. They're visiting an apiary in Sarteneja, Corozal. The purpose of this mission is to install some controls for the small hive beetle. It is an invasive pest that can be found on every beekeeper's farm in Corozal and Orange Walk. Mario Howe is the honeybee focal point in the Ministry of Agriculture.
This small hive beetle is now present all over Corozal district, in all the apiaries. And as well now in Orange Walk, I think it's roughly about 100% of the bees now is affected with small hive beetle in Orange Walk. Those are the ones that we have confirmed now. If a keeper brings in maybe contaminated stuff in other country, it could be the main source of introducing the small hive beetle. Also by the movement of swarms, because the beetle, adult beetle, could move from one area to another area, maybe 15 miles a day.
Would contraband goods also fall into maybe one of the ways of how it's introduced in Belize?
It's a major way of say that we could introduce them of this beetle to Belize.
The Sarteneja Honey Producers Association owns this apiary. As you can see, these small black critters moving around inside this box are the small hive beetles. The pest was first detected here back in 2016, and over the years, they managed to control it. But earlier this year, a reinfestation has Association Chairman Ivan Perez very concerned.
Tenemos un temor de que obviamente podemos mirar a través del tiempo desde que han pensado en 2017, cuando no teníamos ideas sobre de small beetles, y en ese año 2017 miramos de que realmente nos afectó bastante porque hubo apiarios a donde se morían hasta 25. Perdíamos 25 colmenas, cajas. Y realmente miramos de que realmente es una plaga de que realmente nos está dando duro.
It's impossible to eradicate this pest, but it can be controlled.
Small hive beetle, once it's in the hive, could cause great impact by losing your product, which is the honey. Which is what is the target? The small hive beetle is the honey. What normally happens is that the adult bees goes in the hive and lays its eggs, no? And that hatches larvae, and the larvae feeds on the honey. They normally looks for the honey, the pollen, and also the brood itself, no? I think the small hive beetle has something that they repel as an yeast, which causes the honey to ferment. So once the honey ferments, then it's not safe to use or market as well. So at the end of the day, the beekeeper looks for honey to sell, no? And if you can't sell that, then that is you lose money, no? Right. And you lose your hive as well.
Last year, Belize's beekeepers produced almost 120,000 pounds of honey. This is all consumed on the local market. There are presently 110 registered beekeepers, with majority concentrated in Cayo, Orange Walk, and Corozal. So the small hive beetle must be controlled because it has the potential to wipe out this honey industry.
It could cause great devastation to the industry. That's why we in the ministry are putting up programs that beekeepers should practice good management practices of their beekeeping operation. No? That is very important. If you don't practice good management practices, then it could lead you to great losses to your operation. No?
And that's exactly what's been happening with the Sarteneja Honey Producers Association. When they started out 8 years ago, their honey production was booming. They were producing upwards of 10 barrels for every 75 bee boxes. But fast forward to 2018 and 2019, that number is down to 6 barrels. The 7-member group owns a small honey processing facility in Sarteneja. From here, they distribute bottled honey to Corozal, Orange Walk, and San Pedro.
A través del tiempo que hemos tenido problemas con small bottles, hemos mirado que decayó la población, lo que es en abejas, porque nos dimos cuenta de que el escarabajo es un destructor que él destruye lo que es el polen. Se alimenta del polen, se alimenta de la miel y se alimenta de los larvas. Antes de que viniera esta small bottles, teníamos más producción porque no teníamos el problema con ellos y sacábamos como 10 tambos por 75 cajas. Y ahora en este año, pues lo que es el año pasado y este año, menoró porque solo saqué 6 tambos de miel. Entonces miramos que es bastante la diferencia, porque están afectando bastante.
So the Ministry of Agriculture has been working with beekeepers in northern Belize to try to control this pest. Awareness programs have been boosted with several control practices. At this apiary, the control methods being used include this felt cloth as well as the beetle blaster.
The cloth is a felt type cloth, which is, I think, has a lot of little strings, no? How we normally apply that is that we cut about 1 foot square. If you have a mesh wire, you could put it on it because that also prevents from the larvae. You could collect the larvae as well, no? Because they will lay there as well. Once they was trapped there, they would stay there and probably lay their eggs. The beetle blaster is another way of control as well. That's a simple little trap that is imported, no? What we normally use there is probably cedar vinegar, and we could use as also vegetable oil to attract the beetle.
2 weeks ago, OIRSA donated 600 of these small hive beetle traps, which will be given to farmers in the north. This trap uses insecticides. It's the first time it will be used in Belize. Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.